What's up, everyone? Ronnie Cruz here with Path of the Network Marketer. Not currently, well, it is currently still a 365-day video journey, but it's not consecutive days. It's not sequential. It's not daily. This is basically what I'm trying to say. Not right now, anyways. I have found, I've found it difficult lately. I've tried to, at the very least, post regularly, but doing stuff daily has been difficult. It's just been difficult to muster, to be honest. I haven't quite recovered yet, actually, from my trip to Pennsylvania, which was great. But still, it's still, yeah, I'm still processing things in terms of the grief and the loss. Um, so yeah, energetically, it's been tough to get myself to do these videos every day. I mean, it's not an easy thing necessarily, and I've actually found myself busier right now at this time of the year than I had intended or even foresaw. So with the busyness of everything, I've had to kind of prioritize projects in order of especially from like the energetic standpoint, right? Time, effort, and energy, but especially the energy, because again, I don't have a lot to dole out. So projects like this with a video every day takes a little bit more of a backseat to the other things that I'm doing that have um, a little bit more direct return on the investment of energy and time and effort. So yeah, but that's not to say again I've released a few videos last week. I intend on releasing a few videos this week. I am going on vacation, which for me vacation, well, I mean, work and life and leisure and relaxation. Those all kind of blend into one for me, right? Like you guys, I took you guys with me on my trip to Punta Cana, and that was technically work, but I was also having a good time and relaxing. So I'll do my best. I'll see what I can do if I can muster up the energy to shoot some video while I'm on vacation. I am going to the happiest place on earth, my favorite place to go, because I am a big child. I'm a grown child, so I love going down to Disney. So I'll try to catch some video for you guys there. The main things, right? Like I've really forced myself at the very least to post on the social media because those have really, I don't want to lose traction with those particular things. I had gained a pretty decent amount of momentum on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So I'm at least posting once a day again on those because I want to keep that ball rolling. And I very much want to release and launch my podcast, which has really, really taken a back seat. But I think, again, in terms of bang for the buck, I'm going to get a lot out of my return for that. I'm going to get a lot of return out of my effort for the podcast. So I think I'm going to do my best, actually. I'm going to try to release it this coming week as of this recording, which will be the last week in August. So stay tuned. I'll announce it here once I have a more firm date, or once it's up, right? Since I'm pre-recording these videos, I don't know exactly when, at this point, what day that's going to be. But once it's up, you guys will be the first to know. Well, you guys will obviously. I'll let you guys know as soon as it's up. Anyways, neither here nor there. Those are just a bunch of announcements. If you hear a dog squealing, that is my chihuahua, one of my chihuahuas, getting her nails cut. She hates getting her claws and her nails cut. She's very touchy with those things. Doesn't like anybody to go near her hands and feet. So if you hear her screaming, my sister is wrestling her right now, trying to cut her nails. Okay, so I should actually talk about something here on this video. Um, Actually, I've had this on my mind for a little bit now because coming out of our event in Pennsylvania, I mean, it never fails, right? There's always different sectors or different perspectives from the audience in terms of how the event is received, right? Some people, which generally is what happens by and large, is that People get a lot out of it. It creates momentum. It creates incitement. People get inspired or they get motivated by the energy of the event, by the information and what they see. There are, however, always those handful of few people that always want something else, right? No matter what the event is, no matter how good it is, no matter how much they've put into it, no matter even if the feedback from the field going into the event was listened to and applied, it's never going to be good enough for just that small sector of the population. And so I wanted to address that today in this video, because here's the reality as a network marketer. Events, at some point or another, events are going to be very, very repetitive, from a content standpoint, especially. And I say this because I mean I've been in the freaking profession going on 16 years. Well, eminently, like yeah, it's right around the corner. My 16 years. Um, um, and so I've seen it. I've seen it all. I mean, granted, the new innovations in technology, that's new, that's exciting, and that's fun. But the fundamentals, like the things that outside of strategy, the things that really matter, haven't changed, right? And I'm sure I've talked about this before in past videos. Is that strategy is strategy. None of it all amounts to a hill of beans if you don't master the fundamentals and if you're not growing personally, right? If your maturity level and growth level as a leader hasn't progressed at all, then yeah, any new thing that you're looking for isn't going to do you a lick of good, right? So get used to, well, okay, so that wasn't the point. That was just me ranting. What I want you guys to understand, because the fundamentals are fundamental, they should always be taught. So get used to hearing the same things over and over again. And also understand that it's only boring for you for two reasons. Number one, it's because you don't have a growth mindset, right? You're not growing personally. You're not maturing as a leader. Your perspective isn't changing. It isn't broadening. You're just, yeah. It's just a sign of lack of growth, because if no matter if you're hearing the same thing over and over again, if you're on a growth journey, you're going to be a different person when you hear it next time, right? You're going to be a different person when a year from now, when you go to your company's annual convention or annual conference. And so even if they repeat the same thing, you're going to hear it from a different perspective, right? Because again, you're growing. The people who tend to have the hardest time with events being repetitive and the same are ones that either that stop growing really. Whether it's that they weren't growing in the first place, or whether they, feel like they've arrived, right? Like they've achieved a certain title. You like that happens a lot, right? Like people who have achieved a certain title or level of success tend to get more and more into a fixed mindset, and so yeah, they know, they come from a perspective of knowing how to do things better than how they're being done at the event that they're attending. You know what I mean? And again, that would not be the case if they were still in a growth mindset, if they still had a growth mindset, because again, if you're growing, you're going to see things from a different lens a year from now, 6 months from now, a month from now, right? No matter how often you've heard a thing. I've been again in the profession 16 plus years, cumulatively, 20 plus years, if you look at the total time frame. Um, um, from a personal development standpoint, yeah, I've seen it. I've definitely grown from day one to now, and I'm continually growing. I've grown since I started this video challenge, and there is no instance that I am not excited to go to an event for the potential to learn and hear things from a different perspective, and number two, because I'm excited for the new people to discover these things, right? And that's the second reason that you could be bored with events and feel like they're repetitive, because your team's not growing, right? So the first one is because you're not growing personally, and the second reason why you would find an event repetitive and boring is because your team is stagnant, right? If your team was growing, you'd be bringing there would be new people coming in all the time, and so the level of excitement for you personally, because your business is growing, would be high, and so you wouldn't have any complaints about needing to the events needing to be different, or needing to teach something else, or needing to engage you as the audience member, right? Stop trying to be served. If you want to be a network marketing leader, stop trying to be served and go serve. How about that? How about that? That's a bag of apples that nobody, well, very few people want to eat. I feel like in this modern day, I'm gonna rant here because it really just kind of drives me crazy. That people are, there's again, okay, so I got to backtrack here to slow my ass down. It's a small percentage. It really is because by and large, most people get a lot out of the events. The small percentage that complain have no position really to complain when you look at it, because again, it's because they're not growing, or because their team isn't growing, which the second one is a result of the first one, right? And so all they can do is complain. Stop trying to be served and go serve, right? Right? Yeah, there's such a complain culture. I don't know. I don't want to make that kind of generality, because again, I think events are. I like to be um, as optimistic and positive as possible. I do believe in the goodness of people, but again, there's a small percentage, and generally, those are the ones that are the squeakiest wheels, right? Like that make the most noise, because it's ego fighting for attention and fighting for significance. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. Let go of that and serve. Right? Stop trying to be serve and serve. I mean, yeah, that's huge. I just came up with that just now. That just popped in my head. But it's absolute truth. It's absolute truth. If you focus, shift your attitude from you know needing to get things for you to I don't know, to have a better experience and get more out of the event. You know what I mean? Like just get over yourself at this point. You're not going to get anywhere, because that requires you're requiring an external thing to change. You're requiring other people to change in order for your life to be easier, or in order for your business to be better, right? Like that's never going to work. That's never going to work, because like you can make all the demands you want, but like it's shit you can't control. The only thing you can control is your own reaction, your own perspective, and so ultimate taking responsibility ultimately is what's gonna grow your business. Now, not might be what you might think is missing from an event, right? What you might think needs to be changed. That's not gonna help you build. What's gonna help you build is you taking responsibility, right? Right. Sure. I mean, like if the event isn't what you want, then go out there and do your own event and build your own fucking team. All right, sorry. Yeah, I get so fed up with people, especially because it comes from such a place of entitlement and ease. To just come to an event with seeing what it can do for you, or with seeing what you can get out of it, as opposed to well, seeing what you can get out of it from the perspective of what is the event going to do for you, as opposed to what am I going to learn from the event, right? What am I going to take out of the event? What like it seems subtle, a difference, but it's a huge difference, because to go into an event expecting to be given something is completely different and 180 degrees from going to an event expecting to get something out of it and to learn and to grow yourself, right? That's taking responsibility. So if you're going to these events for your network marketing company, or these trainings that other leaders are doing, and you feel like, oh yeah, that's same, that's repetitive, I don't need to hear that, they should have done this differently, they should have done this differently, then you got to really check yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's not on us as presenters, and the people that create these events. It's not on us to make sure that you're catered to. Right, right. Yes, we do our best to give as whole and complete a program as possible with content that's relevant and that can help you build your business. Everything else is up to you. All right. How you receive it is up to you, not up to me. And so if you choose to receive it with a closed mindset, then I can't do anything about that. I can change the program all I want to the things that you tell me that you want, and it's still not, again, going to make a lick of difference, right? All right, because nothing has changed outside of the event. The question is, what do you do once you leave, right? Right. So that's it, guys. That's all I want to talk about in this video. It's a little longer than I anticipated, but I went on a little bit of a rant because I get tired of the entitlement that some people let themselves fall into in this profession. And again, I think it's because of like the ranks and the recognition and the titles. You know what I mean? That really plays to people's sense of significance. And when that stuff is externally, when your source of significance is external, it can be very, very dangerous, and it feeds the ego as opposed to feeding growth, right? Significance is important, I think, for each and every one of us. It's a need that's important, but like getting significance internally, I think is healthy as opposed to seeking significance externally, right? Anyways, that's a whole nother video. Tune in next time. I'll try not to rant as much, but thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh yeah, no, I'll explain this in the next one why I'm in overalls. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit me with a like button in this video, and yeah, we'll catch you whenever the next one comes out. So until then, be well, be safe. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.